Foster School of Business. And I want to welcome back people who were here this morning and went off and did their civic duty and came back re-energized, and welcome those of you who came for the afternoon sessions. I hope it will be worth your time. We have a very interesting session looking at fair trade organizing in the Pacific Northwest. After the WTO events were something of a watershed for those of us here, but lots of things have changed in the intervening years. And a good opportunity to hear what is happening and see some of the different perspectives. Before we get going, I just want to repeat, what we can't repeat too often, thanks to all of the sponsoring organizations for this conference. First and foremost, the Evans School of Public Affairs, who not only sponsoring but hosting us in this room, in this building, and the other sponsors who are listed on the front of your program. We have 4 panelists for this session, and we will ask them to speak in the following order. Wondwossen, Mezlekia, and Lupe, Gamboa, then Rachel Tabor, and Jeremy Simmer. So each panelist will speak for roughly 10 minutes, and then I hope we'll have time for Q&A.
Well, this is Wondwossen, Mezlekia. Actually, it's an honor for me to be here today and to share some experience that I get through the Fair Trade Puget Sound, an organization, a grassroots organization that we formed here in Seattle to promote fair trade certified coffee, and subsequently the coffee trademark dispute between Ethiopia and a corporation here in Seattle. Well, it's very difficult to summarize all my experiences that I gathered in these 2 years on this fair trade Puget Sound, around fair trade coffee. But let me touch upon a couple of items beginning the period when we formed the fair trade Puget Sound, shortly FTPS, and then I'll point out a couple of items which I think are important implications of the fair trade, the trademark dispute to the fair trade movement in general. Before I begin, let me point out 3 points about fair trade, what fair trade means to me personally, and these points are the ones that are driving me and keep me interested in the fair trade coffee. First, I think it is unfair to reduce the fair trade argument and to an economic one only, because I think it constitutes injustice, social and economic injustice. It's really unfair to continue to purchase items that are produced in very harmful conditions. The other one is, I'm convinced that directly empowering people by means of establishing a livelihood is a sound economic development model, especially in Africa. The third one is coffee is of great economic importance, both in terms of livelihood, people's livelihood, and also environmental sustainability. These are the 3 values that I carry on, and why I keep on working on this fair trade issue, and in particular, fair trade coffee. And these are the reasons why I joined Fair Trade Puget Sound. I was one of the few professors and university students and other activists who formed that organization. Our goal was to increase fair trade certified coffee here in Seattle by bringing communities together, because we believe here in Seattle as a community that cares about environmental sustainability and social justice. And also at the same time, Seattle is considered the center, world center of coffee, specialty coffee. So we thought it was a good idea. It's a sound when I brought what I thought I would bring to the table when I joined this organization was my background as an immigrant, basically. Because I think that was a resource here. There are an estimated 15,000 Ethiopians here in Seattle, the greater Seattle area, and another 10 to 20,000 Africans, most of them coming from coffee-growing regions. These people, I believe, have the first-hand information and experience regarding the economic injustice and also the living conditions of the people producing coffee. Imagine mobilizing Ethiopians that are basically base their livelihood on in the service industry, for instance. There are several taxi drivers. That was my thought, my assumption. And like imagine it mobilizing 1,000 taxi drivers and everyone talking the same language, promoting coffee, fair trade coffee. That was the thought. You know, it would have had a big impact. Well, we were not able to work on those assumptions, based on those assumptions for several mainly logistical reasons. And that organization is now part, Federal is not really active now. There were several challenges that we had, and I think one of them is most important to me at least. When we built our website, fairtradePGSound.org, the information that we wanted to convey to the community was first-hand information, for instance, where to buy fair trade certified coffee, and where, like the address system, the links to their website and stuff like that. The first question that came right there was, how do we differentiate which ones are fair trade? Fair traders, for instance. There are some small companies, roasters, and retailers that are 100% fair trade certified, that offer fair trade certified products, coffee, whereas the others are offering like 2% or, a varied range of volume. So there was a serious debate over that, because as a grassroots movement, most of us thought and believe that we should be encouraging those fair traders that are offering 100% fair trade certified coffee, as opposed to ones that are not as convinced and as committed as the others. Where we were concerned about greenwashing, if you will. Those companies, big corporations, offering a few volume of fair trade certified coffee only for the sake of showing up as socially responsible, whereas the others are dedicated, suffering in fact, to meet the ends. These and other factors have contributed, I think, and maybe responsible for why we were not successful as such in really taking fair trade PGSound to the next level. The other one, I believe, has to do with the trademark dispute. Fair trade PGSound had maintained its neutral position. Even in our mission statement, we say we are not aiming to protest or antagonize anyone, least of all the coffee companies who are pillars of